Good morning. Always nice to see you, rain or shine, here on 3+U. And it's sunny inside the studio for us this morning because Mark Warren is in an even happier mood than normal.
I am. You know why?
Because who's your sidekick today?
Mark Henry is my sidekick. He passed the bar exam, got sworn in by Judge J.B. Bennett a couple of weeks ago, so he's the newest Tennessee licensed lawyer in our firm.
There are some people who don't know that Mark Henry also translates into Hank Warren.
Yeah, absolutely.
The youngest of your three, and I know you're very proud to be part of the law firm.
Well, now you have C. Mark, John Mark, and Mark Henry. So, you know, that's 3 marks against you, so you better settle the case with 3 marks against you, right?
We are not going to have any marks against us this morning. We're talking at a good time, Hank, boater safety.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, people are ready to get out there on that water. Your dad was just saying that in Hamilton County, we have more boating accidents than anywhere else in the state.
We do, yes, ma'am. We have 26 last year. In 2023, we led the state with 26 incidents. And Dad, what is an incident?
You're asking me questions. An incident is a thing that happened, involves a death, serious personal injuries, or significant property damage. And like Hank said, we led the state. Chickamauga is the most dangerous lake in the state. So, and the most common incident was a boat hitting a boat because the driver was not keeping a proper lookout, or maybe alcohol might have been involved.
Maybe an unfair question because you might not know the answer to this one, but you know, we're a big tourist destination around here, and since you can go and rent boats here, there is pretty common to see, I would think, people who aren't boaters who can get out there and rent one for the day.
Absolutely, and really, these, I'm sure they ask for licenses before they rent a boat, and they have to have a Tennessee boater's license. So I really
No, you don't. I rented one once.
What?
Yep, I rented.
No.
If you were born after 1989, you are grandfathered in. And so you can drive a boat with no boating experience.
Before 1989.
Before 1989.
Okay.
Yes.
If
That's
you're
what it
born
was.
after 1989, you need a boating license, and it just, you have to be 12 years old is the minimum age to captain a boat.
But really, do stop and think about that
It
for just a
is.
minute. We rented a boat
Right.
with no boating
Yeah,
license.
and they just, you know, here's the boat keys, going out there and be back in 3 hours.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that's it. And,
Yeah.
and I would think that if something happened, they might be responsible for those injuries. But there's no law in Tennessee that requires boaters to have insurance either. You know, in Tennessee, we have to have insurance to drive our cars. In Tennessee, there's no no requirement to have a boating insurance to drive a boat.
So let's talk to you, Hank, because you are a product of Chattanooga. So of course you grew up on that water. You love it. You love to
tubing, wake surfing. I know people in Chattanooga, though, when they go out on the boat, some people like to go out and drink on the boat. And the problem with that is, first off, out of all the incidents in Tennessee last year, alcohol was involved in 5% of those incidents.
Okay.
And the problem with that is drinking on the lake has a 3 times intoxicating effect than drinking on land.
So 1 beer equals 3.
Yes. If you drink 1 beer on the lake, that has the same intoxicating effect of drinking 3 beers on land. And that's because most people on the boat are dehydrated. They're not drinking enough water. And you have the constant heat and waves and motions, the motion from the waves.
So, okay, you like to address a problem and then where you can offer a solution.
Right.
Yes.
So you're not required to carry insurance. If you happen to have a boat or a jet ski, can you carry insurance?
Yes.
And so should you?
Yes, you know, well, first off, check with your policy. Sometimes your homeowner's policy will cover a boat, so I would check with your agent about that. If you have if you're going to use a boat a lot on the water, it's always smart to have boater's insurance. It can't be that expensive. I think under my State Farm policy, I think my boat is covered under my State Farm policy. Now, I've never seen my boat. I've had it for 5 years. The kids tell me it's great. So I think it's great. Is it a good boat, Hank?
It's an amazing boat.
If you ever get him out there on that tube, will you please take a picture?
I will. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've been on the boat twice in 5 years. Twice in 5 years.
That actually, you know what?
Yeah.
We could do a fundraiser
That's
where people could pay money to watch you, and you could give it to the charity of your choice.
Listen, and that's part of the boat too. You know, is you put people on the tube, and from what I could see, is the whole point is to go real fast.
Yes.
And then cut real sharp
and throw them
so
off.
you can throw them off.
Yeah, but that can be dangerous.
It can be. Julie, that is dangerous.
It's very frightening.
It is the wild, wild west out there because that's the intent. I know that's the intent of pulling someone on a tube is to somehow go as fast as possible, cut sharp, so they go flying in the air, right? Have you ever done that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Everyone in my boat,
goodness
when I'm
gracious.
driving, they're of course cheering me on to try to throw them off.
But at some point, do you say, no, that's too risky?
It's too risky. And you have to keep a proper lookout when you're driving a boat. And you're also tubing, especially if you're tubing someone behind you or you're wake surfing and someone's surfing behind you. You have to look out for other boats and you have to look out for the people on the tube or on the wake surf. And someone has to be on the lookout when you're in the boat to make sure, hey, if they fall off, hey, they fell off, circle back around and pick them up.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're going to be out on the water and you have kids, and even if you don't, you do have to get that boater certificate.
Yes, you do.
And the license.
You've got to take the test and get the license.
Yeah.
You have to have as many life vests as people in the boat. If you're 12 years old and younger, you have to be wearing a life vest.
And if you have a jet ski that's built for one, please don't put two people on it.
Absolutely.
That's true also.
Right?
Exactly.
Those things. You and I can sit on the side
we'll be doing
and
that.
we'll watch the
be
rest of
just
them.
having a great time over there watching
Welcome
that.
to the firm, Hank.
Thank you,
Good to
ma'am.
be. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Good job.
Great job. You have to say it. What do you say?
Ain't it
Go
good
Big
to be
Orange.
alive and be in Tennessee and go Big Orange?
Go Big
There
Orange.
you go. WarrenandGriffin.com, 265 Hertz.